am a stranger in my own city. I am from Rakka, but when I walk in the street, they judge us. They say, do this, do this, do this. You cannot even say no. They control us.
The man you're hearing asked us not to use his real name. He calls himself Abu Ibrahim. He wouldn't appear on camera and asked to have his voice altered to protect his identity. He is an activist who several weeks ago fled his hometown of Rakka in northern Syria. He says his city changed in January 2014 when the terrorist group known as the Islamic State or ISIS took over Rakka and made it their home base. Since then, it's been very difficult to get information about life there. Abu Ibrahim told the Wall Street Journal that in many ways, ISIS runs Rakka like a police state. His accounts are consistent with reports from other media sources and videos from a group called the Rakka Media Center, which identifies itself as a news outlet and continues to post videos even under ISIS rule. There are also propaganda videos, apparently released by ISIS themselves, that show how they're putting their strict Islamic laws into effect in Rakka. In this scene, one ISIS member walks through a marketplace, telling vendors to close their shops and go pray.
الحمد لله هذا السوق عادة يكون مليء هذو البسطات كلهم يكونون مليئين والحمد لله الآن راحوا للمسجد راحوا لصلاة الجمعة.
Abu Ibrahim is a member of a small activist group that calls itself Rakka is being slaughtered silently. He says the group has been called an enemy of Islam by ISIS. Despite the dangerous possibility of getting caught, he and his fellow activists post news and photos online and say their goal is to show what life is like under ISIS.
If we feel from them, they will control us forever, I think.
Another member we spoke to from the activist group also asked us not to use his real name. He is still living inside Rakka. He calls himself Abu Muhammad and says the city is full of undercover informants and harsh enforcers patrolling the streets. In this ISIS propaganda footage, a member tells a shop owner it's unacceptable to display women's clothes that don't conform to their strict ultra-conservative dress code.
هذا عرضه بالداخل اللي تريد تشتريه تلبسه الزوجة وكذا ما في مشكلة فاهم تلبسه لكن نعرضه بالشارع هذا ما يصير.
The activists we spoke to say ISIS imposes curfews and access to water and electricity is sporadic. Cigarettes and alcohol are banned and burned in public torchings like this. Some ISIS executions happen in public. These onlookers in Rakka watch a graphic scene of a man who's been crucified. In another scene, executioners stand ready.
صار عندها يعني حالة من لك يعني احنا بنسميه تمسح يعني ما ضل عنده احساس خلص اوكي يتفرج على الاعدام ودور ظهره خلص عمره عادي.
These depictions stand in stark contrast to what ISIS portrays in some of its propaganda videos, which features group members touting Rakka as a paradise for Islamists from all around the world.
I'm your brother Shuaib from South Africa. I'm here in the Khilafah, as you can see, there's a big party going on.
But it's no party for the activists we spoke with. They say they will be executed if they're caught. And they say that another member of their group, named Mu'taz Ibrahim, who is seen here in a video tribute, was killed because he was caught with material belonging to the organization. Abu Muhammad, the activist who's still inside Rakka, says he misses the most basic human freedoms.
مش كان امشي مع رفقاتي بالشارع بدون ما اطلع حوالي بدي اعمل سكسوكه ما بدي انا اعمل ده بدي اطول شعري بدي اقصر شعري ما حدا اخذ وراي.
Abu Ibrahim says people in Rakka are even too afraid to speak against ISIS in their own homes.
Now ISIS give money for a small boys from 16 to 18. They say, okay, we will give you money, just say it for us who are speaking against us.
Like many young Syrians, the activists, who are both in their 20s, were first motivated to drive President Bashar al-Assad from power. They wanted to have their own Arab Spring. Rakka residents cheered after moderate rebels took control of the city in March 2013. But almost a year later, ISIS seized control, and that's when things changed. Some of the buildings they took over are painted black. This is said to be an ISIS police station. The activists say this church was turned into an Islamic center, and ISIS blew this shrine up because it was built for Shiite Muslims and they are Sunnis. The activists told us that they have seen schools and universities shut down, and they say educators were given a list of new rules outlined in this document, which say in part that all music, social studies, and history classes are cancelled. All pictures and phrases that don't fit with the Sharia law should be removed from books. All mentions of Syria should be replaced with the Islamic State. One form of education that still exists happens in mosques, where children are taught about the Quran. And there are also more informal indoctrination sessions that take place in public. Abu Ibrahim says that people try to get on with life. Markets are open and food is available, though he says prices have tripled. Those who can't afford to eat go to the city's food kitchen. The activists say several people they know are missing, and they live every day remembering that their friend Mu'taz was killed. But they say they hope that over the long run, their words will be more effective than ISIS's bullets.
أحيانا بقول إنه خلاص أنا لازم أبطل، وأحيانا بتذكر بعتز، بتذكر رفقاتي اللي ما بعرف شو صار فيهم، وبقول أنا هدول إنه بيوم من الأيام رح يصير يوم القيامة، شو رح يحكوا معي؟ رح يقولوا لي أنت سكتت؟ أنت صرت مع داعش؟ أنت ضليت ساكت؟
حتى نحرر أسرى المسلمين في كل مكان.